when he came in to that, it was a different gym, first gym that we were involved in, and Scott Berry met us at the door. And he welcomed Blake as if he had been there from the beginning. He pointed him to the room and said, "Hey, you're late, but go warm up." And I stood there and I was really shocked. And I said, "Okay, he doesn't speak, and he only hears out of the right ear." And he said, "Okay, he'll do fine." And of course I sat and I watched him, and my heart kind of jumped when I watched some of the stuff he was doing, because he scared me a little bit at that point, watching how much he was going full force. And the guys kept going, "Now, Rooster, you need to roll on your shoulder." And they'd stop him and they'd pull him off to the side and they'd show him what to do. And he didn't have the skill to do that. About 6 months before he decided to do parkour was the first time he'd ever done a somersault in his life. And he didn't want to stop. He kept pushing himself. "I'm going to go harder, I'm going to do it." And the guys were very patient. Everybody was very patient. I was so shocked. I was so shocked. It was like he had always been a part of this group. And then Jen and I talked, and I said, "You know, I'm so impressed because all of you guys are so easygoing and laid back with him. It's just amazing. You just embrace him as if he's one of the guys." And Jen said he is. And it was obvious. He's a very strong spirit. He's been that way from childhood, from the time they told him he couldn't walk. He used a little walker when he was little tiny walker, and he hated that thing. And they kept saying, "He'll never walk without it." And one day he pushed it aside. He was 3 years old and he just started running. And he's just not slowed down ever since. We had to put a little helmet on him when he was little because he kept on banging his head, but he would not stop. We had stairs and he wanted up those stairs, and it scared the crap out of me. And he'd climb up those stairs and he'd just But he's the kid that if you told him he couldn't do it, he'd prove you wrong.
and you're slow.
So I watched this thing and I'm like, you really want to do that? And he's, yeah, going, okay, interesting. But when I saw kids jumping from building to building, or I saw them running up walls doing flips, I thought, okay. I mean, he's always been pretty tenacious. I don't want to tell him he can't do something. I've never told him he can't. We were buying shoes for him. We were talking about him doing parkour, and this guy looked at me and goes, are you ever frightened for him? What if he gets hurt? What if he doesn't do it? What if he doesn't do it? What's that going to do to him? How's that going to hurt him? Bones heal, fractures heal. God help us that he doesn't hurt himself beyond healing. And I just pray that that never happens. He's got a lot of good people around him. He's got a lot of good trainers, people that watch him and watch out for him. And the first time we came into parkour, I came in with medical records and with a signed medical release because I was fearful that when they saw him that they would reject him.
He'd been rejected before?
He's been rejected and discounted. The inspiration and the progress has just been phenomenal. From the first time we started this to where we are today is a whole different kid.
Oh, come on. Nice!
Blake has special needs, there's no doubt about that, okay? And they could have turned their back on him. This is too much, right? They could have gone, you know what? He'll never be able to do a flip. He'll never be able to climb a wall. They could have done that to him, and they didn't. A chance. It doesn't matter whether it's a rooster or I call him Blake, but my son or anybody else's son. Everybody should be given an opportunity to do what they want to